All right, so moving along on to UK3. So once again, yeah, we are in a tough situation. I'm going to do everything I possibly can to get this game made into a late game. If I can make it to the late game, then I think anything's possible. But getting to the late game may be harder said than done, to be honest. So, a couple observations. One, Marius, when he did his G3 term, he did say smart move with the double stack of Arch and Caucasus, and as you can see, he's conceding Corellia, which is good because that's 2 units he can't build up to the front for a turn, which is good because we got the turn of no units coming in. But as you can see back here, he's back to building tanks, so he's not expecting infantry to march from Berlin to Moscow. So he's not expecting them to be G3, G4, G5, G6, G7. So he is expecting a G6 is what he's targeting, aiming for. I'm not even going to try and calculate out that far yet at this point. I just know I need to get units to the center of the board. I need to get fighters in there. I need to get, whatever I can get in there kind of thing. I also need to start doing something on this side with the UK. I'm still kind of pinned because he does have his battleship, bomber, and 5 fighters staring down C-Zone 8, so 8's kind of out of the question still. 6 still has 5 fighters and a bomber. We could go 1, 2, 3, build a couple fighters, have 5, and test our luck. As is my back and forth game with Emre, if anybody followed those. So both times that the Axis attacked the UK fleet, even at advantage, and ended up hurting the Axis advance, the German advance. So that may not be a bad idea. That would require me flying 2 of these fighters back, though, which I'm not sure if I'm ready to do that yet. I'd rather keep them hanging around up here, mainly because of this, the Kazakh Caucasus stack, which I'm coming around to. But the one thing that we can say, the one advancement that we can do, is this transport can take Norway, and these fighters could go 1, 2, 3, and land in Finland. But remember, we're going to be taking Karelia with Russia, so they said they can't land anywhere else. We could be putting some pressure on there, and it may not be a great move for him to, or else I'll have to, move his stack back. Or he could use his bomber and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and come and land and stack in here. So I'm going to put my cruiser up there, see if he wants to risk losing an air unit just to kill that one transport that really can't do much anyways, and go ahead and grab that 2 that probably is not going to be taken for a while. So we do not have the 1-2 punch on West Russia. Well, we kind of could, but it would be at a significantly reduced IPC value, and it was like a 55 or 60% shot, and I'd be dumping everything, and I'd be at a high risk of Japan just coming in and taking out Moscow, actually, and then these guys coming quickly. So I don't think it's a good option. The other thing, too, as far as coming down here, I want to try a dead zone Caucasus, but one of the things we got to keep in mind is I'm going to move everybody here. Japan can move all their guys into here. U.S., Russia back out. Germany comes in. We could hit them with the U.K., but then all this stack of Japan units could go in before Russia and U.S. can hit the stack. So really all of that, I have to consider all of that could be added with all of that. And throw in some Japan fighters flying in, and we can't really dead zone Caucasus, but we can dead zone Kaza. So it will be risky for him to put all that stuff in there because we're gonna have so much UK units here, and taking out Japan ground while we're attacking the fleet is not a bad thing. So, we'll have that opportunity to potentially wipe them if he puts them there. If he doesn't put them there, then you can't add them to the stack, and then it starts to become a little bit scary. But even there, as long as he positions himself to fly in a handful of the Japan fighters, I think he'll still be okay. So I'm just going to chalk it up as we're not going to be able to dead zone Caucasus from a G4 stack. Ugh. Not good. Not cool. So that's why I'm saying then G5 he'll be able to build 4 units. These guys will be coming in. The tanks will be coming in. The next set of tanks will be coming in. That's why I'm saying, no, he may have a G6 timing or G7 at the latest. And I'm not sure I'm going to be fast enough up here unless we can really get a number of UK. We need some more UK help to be able to speed this up. So right now he's playing smart. So he's got 4 fighters dead zoning 35 plus these 4 fighters plus the bomber. So he's got 9 units dead zoning 35. He's not going to let me do my little drop. Ha ha, flop fizz. Here we go. But what I am gonna do is if I can just leak a unit or two. I thought about just doing my sub leak, right? Where I just drop a sub, he can't hit it, and just have a sub a turn that I add into the defensive stack that eventually is going to be in Philippines when the U.S. come down this direction. But I think I need some favorable dice to go my way, and I don't like this sub hanging around. So I think I'm going to build a destroyer because he can only attack with air and take my 1 in 3 shot that I hit one of his planes, and be happy with it if I do. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take that gamble risk and see if we can't get a 1 in 3 shot on one of his planes, or he doesn't hit it, and then I got that destroyer that I can then help keep this sub away from my transports coming this direction. So yeah, I want to get as much pressure on these 2 spots as I can. I want to build a destroyer too because I want to help the U.S. fleet as best as I can. So we're going to gamble. We're going to build 2 tanks here that can come up as well. And we are going to go ahead and build a fighter to be putting out here on C-Zone 7. We got to worry about keeping the battleship dead zoned as well. So we're going to move the destroyer over, have the carrier with its fighter coming in. These guys can't reach it. He can, but I don't think he'll want to take a fighter versus, a bomber versus fighter carrier. And then that'll leave me a fighter, destroyer, and as long as our bomber can reach here, a bomber dead zoning there. Here it would be fighter, cruiser, carrier, which would be a little bit ishy. It would be destroyer, carrier, fighter, dead zoning 12. So I may not even take that. I may just try to neutralize it the next time. Up this direction, we'll have our cruiser in range unless he attacks it with his air. So different things to think about. We're going to see how he goes about it. And sorry, I lost my train of thought there. But we are going to do our combat move. We're going to take that guy. We're going to see if we can't take that guy. I think we were talking about the dead zoning of the battleship, maybe. Anyways, he could slip it out if he wants. I don't know that he really wants to. I think he wants to hang it out here and then possibly look at an opportunity to build a transport and then start hitting Africa. So I think that's probably going to be his place. I really do need to make a plan for it sooner than later. So I think my plan is to land the bomber and 2 fighters here, and then have my bits out there. If I hope we can kill and take and hold this. I still may do it, even if the bomber could hit me in the tank. If we don't. I don't know. I haven't decided on that. We'll figure that out. So, yeah. Like I said, we're just trying to make it. I am going to go ahead and move my carrier over here. I haven't decided about the transport. I think I'm going to leave the transport. Well, it kind of depends. I think I am going to leave my transport back so that we can still hit Egypt. And if we take this one, I think we can move into 32, which would be nice because we could look at later on using it to take his infantry and then come over to help with Burma, or take the little guy at the end here, which I like to take with UK. I like to leave Thailand for US. Malaya, I think that's what that is, Malaya. Oh, yep, we want to do this guy up here. Yeah, that's the one thing I had realized after the fact is I only meant to bring one of the U.S. transports. I meant to bring one of the U.S. transports back this way so that the U.S. transport could take Finland, and it would take out any concern of him hitting C-Zone 3 at all when they take here, and all he would have would be the bomber. So that was another oops up by me. Should have had that U.S. transport up there. So, another mistake. Let's see. We're going to leave that for the U.S. I think that will be all of our attacks. Egypt's important here. We really want to take this without him hitting back. Really want to take it for the money, for the block. There we go. We got our hits in and a whiff. Yes! Woohoo! So, we're going to challenge him here, and he's here just to be able to challenge C-Zone 23. This can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, so he's also challenging 23. 2 of these guys helps challenge throughout here, as well as Egypt, of course. Decisions with this guy. Sure would be nice to bring him on over with these so that they don't just leave him behind and then he's stuck, but sure would be nice to be able to dead zone Egypt. He's got 3 units there. We really need to be able to use that transport to hit him if we need to. So, I mean, we do got the U.S. coming around. The best we could put them is here. Or we bring him over here if the sub doesn't come in the range, giving us a shot. Kind of like this because we can sweep through New Guinea and come on up. And we're just going to have to rely on the U.S. to provide the new dead zone there. Because we're going to go ahead and get the UK units that we can up that way. Our 2 fighters. I don't want to take them all the way out that way because I want them hitting here. We don't really... If we put them up here, they can't help dead zone Burma at all, though. Here, they could reach out and fly out to the... Kind of like this, I think. It just does prevent any of these fighters from going back and landing here, up with this guy that we're going to have to... I'd like to put 1 fighter up here. Let's see, that would give us 3, 4 air, 2 tanks. This guy coming back, he can bring in 6, 7 units, 6 units. I think we're going to leave him up by... He's just going to have to... We'll have to build our next fighter up there. Keep him on down here so that we can manipulate around in this area. Carrier, cruiser, destroyer. The biggest question we'll play on this turn is building the destroyer and putting it in India. Because it's probably not the smart thing. I could put the destroyer up here and put the fighter down here and be smarter. But who wants to be smarter? Because we really need to get boats because he's not going to let me build NC Zone 35 again. Whereas a destroyer at least would give me the opportunity to be able to do something and maybe hit a plane attacking. That 1 in 3 chance, and I think I got to take those 1 in 3 chances right now, because I got some catch up to do. All right. This pressure, this German pressure is just, it is really tough up here. I'm not gonna lie. You know, this is starting to make me go back to my my old feeling of G1 tank build, you don't do a KJF. I'm starting to lean back towards that if I can't find a way to make this progression be slower. So I'm going to go back to the drawing board, but I'm not sure. I mean, we played it pretty clean other than the stupid bomber down here, but that wouldn't have affected anything that we've done so far. So I definitely going to have to review this tape myself and see if there's anything that we could have done to slow this advancement down any more than what we did. I'm not sure that there was, though. That's the hard part. When Germany's hitting this hard, this heavy, this quick, that's tough. Okay, I was making sure. I just assumed that we were going to be able to stack this, and I just realized I did not actually count how many units can go up here. I may have gotten myself in trouble here. Let's see, we're going to be building 7 infantry. We're going to be using at least 3 of them to go this way. So that gives me 13, 14, 21, 22, 27, 28, 39, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 31, 34... Yeah, so we're good. I'm like, did I just goof that up? I'm going to kick myself if I just goof that up. Just assuming. Really. Okay. All right, that wraps up this turn. Again, trying to put as much pressure on these 2 blocks as we can. We're going to hopefully take that with Russia. It does give him that opportunity here, but I don't know if he'll take it or not. We will have an infantry, fighter, bomber at least that could hit it. Whatever he leaves in there. Unless he also kills the fighter or infantry. So it'll be risky one way or the other. I don't know whether they'll take it or not just for that one little UK transport that's not doing much right now. So yeah, down here, he's got the sub fighter that can hit there. Bomber goes 1, 2. Oh, shoot. I miscounted it, didn't I? Chris, did you do that again? Bang my head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the bomber can reach out there. So we'll be bomber fighter. So we want to make sure we got fighters, defense. We went, yeah. We need our full on defense. Dang it. Chris. I tell you. I looked at here. I'm like, oh, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, and the first time I did it, I said, oh, yeah, no, he can land that bomber on DEI, so we got to be careful of that. It's because the subs will negate each other. So really it's the carrier fighter versus fighter bomber. So he's got choices. He's got the destroyer he could kill, or he could go down there. Again, we're trying to create some opportunity for UK to trade off units of Japan's. Anytime that UK can trade off Japan units, whether on the ground or in the boats or in the air, that's a positive in a KJF. So hopefully we can get some positive results out of these builds and these trades. I can't believe I goofed the count there. This is not a very clean game for me, and against a player like Marius, you got to be on razor's edge. All right, that's it for today.